When it comes to consulting, everyone's heard of the Big Four. I'm talking about Deloitte, PricewaterhouseCoopers, Ernst Young, KPMG. Then there's also firms like Accenture, Bain, McKinsey, and even RSM McGladrey. I think they go by RSM right now. They built big empires advising the Fortune 500. But here's the question. Does bigger really mean better? Because some of the most successful digital transformations happening right now aren't being led by billion-dollar consulting giants. They're being led by independent advisors, smaller, specialized firms that move faster, listen better, and occasionally finish projects before the intern at Deloitte can find the right Zoom link. So why are so many companies, from mid-market healthcare groups to global manufacturers, quietly walking away from the Big Four model? Stay with me, because we're going to pull back the curtain on how independent tech advisors deliver results that are sharper, smarter, and far more personalized to your business needs. Thanks for joining me. I'm Derek Roush with VocalPoint Consulting. If it's your first time at Cloud Sherpa, please consider subscribing and hit that like button so we can continue to bring you guys fresh content about business technology in the cloud. So let's dive right in and talk about the big shift that's happening in the market today. Frankly, technology isn't a department anymore. It's the foundation of every business decision. But with new platforms popping up every week, it's easy to get overwhelmed. It's kind of like going to the grocery store when you're hungry. You walk out with 6 things you didn't need and you still forget the one thing you came for. Every week, there's another game-changing platform, another tool promising AI-powered magic, right? For a CIO, CTO, or an IT director, it can feel like standing in the middle of Times Square. All lights, all noise, all urgency. We're here to bring clarity, to help you filter through the hype, validate your options, and procure technology that actually performs and drives the outcomes that matter to you and your business. We've seen it firsthand. Companies spend 6 months chasing vendor demos only to realize they're solving for the wrong problem. Or they buy a so-called next-gen solution that doesn't integrate with any of their tech stack or apps, and now they find themselves stuck in a long-term contract with no out clause. Again, this isn't hyperbole. These are real-world examples. Independent advisors exist to prevent exactly these type of scenarios. Here's where things start to separate. The Big Four and even some mid-tier consultancies, they often have preferred vendor alliances, guys like Microsoft, AWS, Oracle, Cisco. Those partnerships can influence what they recommend and even how much time they spend looking beyond that short list. Independent advisors, on the other hand, don't operate that way. Take VocalPoint Consulting, for instance. We built an ecosystem of over 700 technology suppliers across cloud, cybersecurity, communications, networking, and AI. Not because we're tied to them, but because our clients deserve freedom of choice. We've basically created one of the world's largest technology buffets. But we're not the waiter trying to upsell dessert. We're the guide trying to help you avoid the shrimp that's been sitting out too long. That wide access is what gives us an edge. It allows us to benchmark every major technology vendor side by side, compare contracts in real time, and design unbiased, right-fit solutions for each client. We're not pushing what's popular, we're engineering what's practical. And we're not selling products, we're procuring and implementing solutions that drive the outcomes that matter to our clients. And here's the best part. When you work with an independent advisor, you're not stepping into a sales funnel, you're stepping into a conversation. We sit on your side of the table. Our agenda is helping you make the best possible decision for your business, not someone else's commission plan. We act as your technology compass, helping you navigate planning, procurement, implementation. Every step guided by your goals, not vendor incentives. Think about it like this. The Big Four give you frameworks that look great on PowerPoint. The independent advisors give you frameworks that actually work in real life. So a quick question. Have you ever invested in technology based on a sales rep's recommendation that didn't deliver what you expected? Drop a yes in the comments if that sounds familiar. When priorities shift mid-project, we can pivot in days, not months. When a new vendor hits the market with something game-changing, we can test it before the Big Four have finished forming a committee to discuss forming a subcommittee. And because we're not locked into a single alliance, we can bring in the best of the best for each situation. Need a UCaaS vendor with HIPAA compliance and native contact center integration? We can show you 5. Need an AI-driven cybersecurity platform with real-time behavioral analysis? We can benchmark 10 of them. That flexibility doesn't just save time, it saves money, reduces risk, and accelerates innovation. Here's another hidden benefit. Independent advisors tend to attract senior-level experts, not career consultants. The people leading your engagement aren't fresh out of grad school. They've sat in a CIO chair. They've managed migrations, negotiated contracts, and dealt with outages at 3 a.m. That experience changes everything, because when we give advice, it's grounded in real-world scars and success stories. Now let's talk about what it looks like when choosing the right technology advisor. There are 3 things to keep in mind: independence, process, and partnership. Independence means your advisor isn't financially tied to any vendor or platform. Ask the tough questions. Who pays them? How are they compensated? If someone dodges that question, it usually means the answer is, we get paid by whoever takes us golfing or gives us the best box seats at the game. Process means they follow a structured framework, not just a gut feeling. At VocalPoint, we built our own framework called the IT Compass. It's designed to guide clients through 3 stages: planning, procurement, and project management. That ensures strategy doesn't stop once you sign the contract. It carries through implementation and beyond. And finally, partnership. The right advisor feels like part of your team. They listen first, speak your language, and make complex topics understandable. That's how you turn advice into measurable results. When you choose the right independent consultant, you're not buying a service. You're gaining a long-term ally, someone who cares about your outcomes as much as you do. The payoff shows in multiple ways: smarter systems, stronger performance, contracts that actually protect you, implementations that don't drag on for months, and a technology environment that supports growth instead of slowing it down. At VocalPoint, we've seen companies save over 15 to 30% of their tech budget simply by optimizing vendor contracts and eliminating redundant services. That's not theory, that's real money going back into your business. Let me give you a couple of quick stories. A healthcare organization came to us to help them with their Citrix rollout to 13 locations and 190 users that would virtualize to their host site. After 60 days of consulting, we showed them that moving their Citrix environment to a cloud provider would save them $10,000 a month with a 30-day ROI. That move helped them scale to over 80 locations and 850 users seamlessly without missing a beat. Another example is we had a large enterprise with over 200 locations nationwide that needed to standardize all their communications onto a single unified communications platform. Our team benchmarked several vendors, helped the client procure their preferred vendor, and coordinated a rollout process that included on-site tech assessments, project managers, number porting specialists, and a project roadmap that kept the entire project on track. Businesses need a trusted guide who's in the trenches, preferably one who doesn't charge per page or per PowerPoint slide. The truth is, the Big Four model was built for a different era, one where technology moves slower and transformation meant multi-year roadmaps. Hello, McFly. Have you read about the latest AI advancements? CIOs don't need a 200-page report that's obsolete by the time it's published. They need a trusted guide who's in the trenches with them, validating decisions, sourcing vendors, and managing projects as the landscape evolves. The Big Four are incredible at enterprise audits and governance, but when it comes to real-time technology selection, negotiation, and implementation, independence wins every time. So if you're ready to take control of your technology strategy and grow with confidence, start exploring what independent consulting can do for you. Don't just adapt to change, lead it. At VocalPoint Consulting, we help our clients turn technology chaos into clarity through our IT Compass framework and vendor intelligence platform. Visit vpccloud.com to learn more. And while you're here, hit subscribe. Because let's be honest, your algorithm could use a break from cat videos and conspiracy reels. Thanks to tuning in to Cloud Sherpa, Luke 9:23. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Cloud Sherpa. Look, we recognize that most of the folks that tune into our content, they're not actually subscribers. If that's you, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button, like this content, share it with people that you know that might appreciate it, because every little bit helps.